And we got Lord Peachy. Women care about a man's future and men care about a woman's past.
Correct.
Other words, loser men, 3 and 4s are the same.
Correct. I would say that. I mean, listen, if you guys got with a guy right now, you guys don't care about his past. You don't care who he slept with. You care about his future. You care about where he's going because you understand that you're going with him, right? A guy says, I got to look at your past because I want to know if you're worth going with me forward.
But why?
Because that's just the way it is.
Like, I don't get it. Why? We can grow together.
We can grow together. I agree with that. What I'm saying is, if you've been ran through, if you don't respect yourself, if you don't,
what if
you
been
didn't
ran through?
Yeah.
Okay,
We don't get ran through.
Did we not just speak about the difference between men
I
and
know
women?
it's harder for men or whatever, but
What I'm saying is, if you were a hoe a year ago, there's a high chance that you could go right back to being a hoe.
Okay, and
Right?
if a guy was a hoe a year ago,
Don't do it. Nope.
people
Okay.
can change.
Now, if a guy was a
he
hoe,
probably will change, but
Okay.
that doesn't mean he
well,
will.
I'm a strong believer that a guy will change for the right woman. I strongly believe I believe in that. But I would say that a guy's past doesn't matter because again, he has to have some type of value to himself to be able to sleep
it
with
does
that many
matter
women.
because you have to make sure he's clean. 'Cause if
Okay,
you
in that
have
sense, it
many
does.
bodies, like
Okay, I get what you're saying. Let's say you got with a guy and he had 60 bodies, but you knew he was clean because you guys took a test together. His past doesn't really matter to you, though.
why
you don't
should
care.
it matter?
Exactly, but your 60 bodies would matter to him, even if you were clean, because that's 60 people he
I
has
don't
to.
think so.
Yes, well, because you're not a guy, you're a woman.
Why? Because you
Look,
don't want to
look,
meet a dude that she may
exactly.
have been with.
I
or
don't want to
something?
take you to dinner and Francisco over there fucked you three months ago,
I think that's like
right?
slim, like the guys who think like that.
You'd be surprised. The problem is the guys that you're talking to are desperate and they'll do whatever to get into your pants. So they'll accept you the way you are. But here's and you guys can say that that I'm not right. But here's what proves me right is that when guys have sex with you, they'll never commit to you. It's crazy, right? Women have all the power, and then when they have sex, they give it away, and then all of a sudden the guy has the power because now I get to choose whether I want to stay or not.
I agree.
I get to choose if I want a relationship with you or not.
Yeah.
So you gave me all your power, right? And then all of a sudden women are like, well, he changed after we fucked. He never wanted you, bro. He wanted one thing from you. And he got it. And a lot of times he'll get it easy. Like I've been with girls before that, you know, they maybe kind of chase it a little bit. I was like, okay, cool. I respect that. But, you know, most girls aren't doing that nowadays. So it doesn't really matter. I go back and say, I digress and say that, you know, it's just different for us. It really is. And I think it's hard for you guys to understand it because you aren't men. And it benefits you ladies to say that. It benefits you ladies to say that body count shouldn't matter because you guys have bodies. So of course it benefits you guys to say that. Well, body count shouldn't matter. What matters is the type of woman that I am. No, it benefits you to say that. Because a lot of times, let's be honest, like no one here is a virgin, right?
I
So
am.
you're a virgin?
She is.
Okay, cool. Well then by default, you're already more valuable than the other women on the table.
I don't think I am.
Well, let me ask you a question. Hold on. If you had to choose one woman on the table to be with, to marry, and to date and to invest into, who would it be?
I don't think body count matters.
Exactly.
I mean,
So body count doesn't matter.
I don't know. The Russian girl. It
Okay,
doesn't
so the
matter.
Russian girl?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. What about you?
Right there.
But why?
Same thing with me.
Wait,
That'd be my first choice.
Wait, Steve, why would you pick
Because
her?
even though there's more attractive women at this table, no offense, she's gonna raise my kids. And so the fact that she hasn't given it up yet means that she at least has better morals, better ethics than most women at the table. No offense to the other ladies.
She's younger.
Well,
I wouldn't say it's better ethics and better morals. I think at an early age, she figured out what self-respect was.
that's what I want, though. That's what I want to raise my kids. I don't want
But
beauty.
everybody's
I don't want beauty to raise my kids. I want respect to raise my kids.
But you respect yourself, right?
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
you respect yourself, right?
Yeah.
You respect yourself. So,
Okay.
And y'all are virgins.
Okay,
So.
real quick. What's your body count?
I'm not going to tell it.
Oh, you're not gonna tell it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not on
none of your business.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
if you were proud of your body count, you wouldn't mind telling it because
I'm very
because
proud. I'm very proud. That's why I'm not discussing this.
wait,
topic.
you're very proud of your body count.
Yes.
Well, if you were proud of your body count, then you wouldn't mind saying it.
No, don't get it twisted. It's not that. It's actually is a personal thing. Just
Yes.
because nowadays
No.
they wanna make it
What's your
not-
body count?
0.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was so easy for her to say her body count because she's proud of her body count. You can't sit here and argue that with me. You
What's your
can't.
body count?
You. My body count's like 45, but nobody gives a fuck because I can still get girls off of that.
Okay, just because she chose to say it doesn't mean another virgin would be that open still to it.
I've
It doesn't
never.
matter.
This is episode 183. We've had a lot of virgins, but probably like 4 or 5 now
Yeah.
on this show, and not one virgin said, "I'm not going to tell you my body count."
Okay.
They proudly tell guys, "I'm a virgin," and we're all like, "Oh shoot, good for you." Why? Because there's pride to being a
Okay,
virgin.
but you don't know if anyone has been through something where they had no choice to lose it. You don't know anybody's story.
No, but see, there you go. Now you're making an argument for the minority. There are situations where people.
No, because you made it general, so we can make it general. Just because somebody chooses not to say it doesn't mean it's just it's because they're going to be embarrassed by it no matter probably how they lose it. But you don't know
but
why.
you're arguing a moot point right now because what I'm saying is, if you're a virgin, you're going to be proud to say you're a virgin, and you're going to be proud to say your body count because no one can say anything negative about you.
Okay.
No one's going to say anything negative about the fact that you haven't had sex.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
But what are you
Who do you
talking
hang
about?
out with?
Like, okay, your girlfriends are probably stupid idiots. Like, or any guys that are telling you you're done for being a virgin are probably the guys that want to take your virginity. Don't get it twisted. Like in society, you are looked at as someone that is respectable just because you're a virgin. Okay, if that is true, because I don't really know you. What I'm saying is, if you were proud of your body count, which is what you're saying you are, or anyone for that matter, you would gladly say it. You asked me my body count, I said 45.
Okay, but
Because I don't care. My body count doesn't define me, but your body count does define you.
It's a very intimate question. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you asking me my body count is also an intimate question, and yet I don't care.
You
I'll
didn't
say
have
it.
to answer. It was your
But I don't. You see,
decision.
that's what I mean. The argument is that me and you are not the same. I had to work hard for my body count. Girls weren't just like opening their legs for me. I had to do a lot. I had to court them. I had to take them out to dinner. I had to have a car. I had to have money. There comes things with that. You don't need any of those things.
Ladies, it's the reverse for you. Since it's easy for you to have sex, you having a lower body count is better. Since it's hard for men to have sex, it's better for us if we have a high body count. And again, I'm not saying we should have 1,000 bodies, but what I'm saying is it's not a big deal that he said his body count's 45 because
It's not.
he's a guy. Now, or with a girl, you can go out and be like, hey, you want to have sex? The guy will be like, yeah. So if you did that 100 times, not that a girl would do that, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I would judge that girl like, what the fuck? Like, how do you have 1,000 or 500 body count? Like, that's, again, it doesn't mean you won't have a good life. Doesn't mean you won't get married. Doesn't mean some guy won't accept it. But what I'm saying is, we're trying to get y'all to understand how guys think.
Yeah.
And you're pushing back the way we think instead of just going, oh, okay, I didn't know guys thought about it like that.
Yeah. And
That's
another
the problem.
I'll say this. I have about 45 bodies. But now that I'm older, is that something that if I could go back and change, I would change? I would. Because I would say, okay, you know what? I could focus on a good girl and actually build my empire and actually focus rather than chasing all these girls. I would have changed that. But what I'm saying is, in today's age right now, my body count doesn't really hurt me. Like, no one cares. No one's going to shun me when I leave this studio and hit my DMs up and be like, bro, you have 45 bodies. You're disgusting. Nobody cares about that. But when it comes to women, it's the opposite. If you said you have 45 bodies right now, no, bro, everybody here would look at you some type of way because women are supposed to be pure in that aspect.
And I don't because I respect myself.
I'm not saying
No,
you
we're not
do.
saying you
I'm
do.
saying hypothetically speaking, if you were to say my body count is 45, then because I had a girl come on this podcast and say she had 200 bodies in 1 year. And I promise you, every single person on the table looked at her and said, there's something wrong with you. Because she said last year alone, I had 200 bodies. And everybody, no one clapped for her.
How does she keep count?
I don't know. You gotta ask
She has to
her.
have a
Do me a
calendar
favor,
and
move in
somewhere.
close to the mics, please.
Sorry.
But what I'm saying, and you seem like a very smart person. What I'm saying is, it's just not the same. I'm not saying that. I don't necessarily. I was about to say that I don't think society should be that way, but I'm glad that it is that way, because I have a daughter and I have a son, And I would never want my daughter to feel like, oh, cool, well, my body count doesn't matter. Actually, if my daughter was being a hoe and she did have 45 bodies, I would literally tell my daughter, you're not my daughter anymore, because I didn't waste all my time raising you and putting my resources into you and giving you my love for you to sit here and disrespect your name and my name.
So why would you condemn her and not really take a look at yourself? Okay, she chose
What?
to have that many bodies. It's your daughter.
My
So,
daughter having sex with 45 guys
Your
has nothing to
question
do with
wouldn't be,
me.
Why
But
do
it
you
kinda does.
feel you had to have that many guys, you know, in life or whatever, instead of just like condemning her? Like, why wouldn't you just sit down and be like, why do you not, you know,
So-
is there something?
So trying to like empathize with her.
Yeah, just like more of just like, because I feel like a father, you know, touching back on that subject, a father, and especially in a little girl's life, is very important.
Okay,
Because I
I
do
agree.
believe, you know, finding self-respect is so hard. I would say still, it
Mhm.
still is hard.
Yeah.
So like, if your daughter were to say that to you, you wouldn't more just be like,
Like,
is there something
is
like
it something I did? I wouldn't,
I could have?
Well, because you got to think about
because
it.
I also understand
as
I'm not
her-
the normal. I'm not the average guy. I'm a very present father.
But
Like,
as her father, you're supposed to show her what men are supposed to do, what the right man
Correct.
And how
is supposed to,
valuable
and how
she
he is
is.
supposed
correct,
to treat her.
which is what
so
I'm
if
doing.
you're okay,
Yeah.
but not all
Which is
fathers are like
which
that.
is why I said I didn't say all men.
Okay.
I said I would disown my daughter because I am showing her that. I am showing her love at an early age. I am showing her self-respect at an early age. She doesn't need anything from any guy.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What about if your son?
Mhm.
Would you care as much?
So if my son had 45 bodies, I wouldn't care as much. However, me being who I am now and growing the way I have, I wouldn't necessarily be happy with it either.
Would you disown your son?
I wouldn't because that's different. Because
What the fuck?
here's the thing.
What
Okay, can I finish?
Mhm.
Because when a woman meets my son, she's not gonna say, I'm gonna marry this guy based off his body count. Right? She's gonna say, I'm gonna marry this guy because he comes from a good family. He has a good relationship with his parents. He has a good job. He has a good head on his shoulders. Women don't care about body count. Now, a guy doesn't look for the same things in a woman. He doesn't say, well, this girl has a good job. She's gonna pay my bills. We don't look for the same things. All the guy wants is, can this woman be a good mother? Can she be a good wife? That's it.
So you would disown her because you feel like no man in the future would want her.
No, I'm pretty sure my daughter's a very beautiful little girl. I'm pretty sure some
Mhm.
guy would want her. The problem is she would probably have to settle unless she lied to the boyfriend and said, oh, I'm this, I'm that, right? But then you're building your relationship off a rocky foundation, which is the basis of a lie. What I'm saying is she's probably going to have to settle with the type of guy that she's going to have to end up with, because most guys, like for instance, right now in my 30s, I worked hard to get to where I am. I'm not looking for a girl that's just out here doing whatever she wants to do, because I worked really hard to get to where I am today, right? So as a guy, I'm going to look for a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way that it is. Like, if my daughter, hopefully I'm a good enough father to where my daughter wants to marry someone that emulates me, right? Like someone that has the same traits as me and thinks the same way I do and is big on self-respect and respect in general. But no guy's going to respect a woman that has 40, 50 bodies. It's just not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to happen. I don't care how good of a cook you are. I don't care how good you suck dick, how good you pop pussy because you fuck 50 guys. No guy's going to say, okay, cool, I still want that. No guy's going to say that. As a matter of fact, anywhere but here in the West, if you go to the East, they value virgins.
Oh yeah, I feel like it's very, very
Right?
different outside of the
Mhm.
US. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason in America, it's like, cool, yeah, your body count doesn't matter. But go anywhere in the world, even in Russia, right? Even in Russia,
In Russia, women respect themselves.
absolutely. I just saw a video in Russia where like they were having like a big gathering. And first of all, Russian women are beautiful and they're not really fat, which is, I love Russia, man. I love Russia. I love
They
the
don't eat that GMO shit.
I
I think Putin, illegal.
Putin is fucking amazing, bro.
Fact.
But just in general, like the women over there, they even dress a little bit more conservatively. Sorry, and I'm just saying in general, like in the West here, bro, it's ridiculous.
There's a lot of Russian women coming and Ukrainian too coming to Miami.
Well,
I've met more.
Ukrainian women because they don't want to be in a war, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
but even
it's a little
Russians.
different.
But even Russians
Yeah.
though, I meet a lot of Russians here in Miami.